Roman Reigns is making some headlines with some remarks he just made. We'll also check out what's going on with Finn, Drew McIntyre, and more. Starting things off with these new remarks from Roman Reigns. That's really making waves everywhere right now. Roman was recently interviewed by Pat, and Roman dove deep into the current state of the product and touched on the strong points and the weak spots. Roman said the leadership is perfect. He gave Nick Khan a lot of credit for his leadership skills and the direction the company is headed there in that department. But Roman's main criticisms was towards the talent and to the creative team as well. Roman noted it's been 2 years since his title reign has ended, but Roman feels like not much has really been accomplished in those 2 years for the company as a whole. Roman said that nothing has really evolved or really taken off since the end of his title reign and that entire bloodline era. Roman also spent some time talking about how the talent themselves and fans often complain that the old-timers are taking up too much space and hogging up all the screen time. But Roman was a bit frustrated with that perspective because even when he steps away for a bit and tries sharing the spotlight and leave that opportunity for someone to take, he claims no one ever steps up and makes the most out of that opportunity. He said he sees a lot of mediocrity and that's why he has to come back and take that top spot. He tried leaving the opportunity there for someone to make the most out of it, but in his eyes, no one on the roster is really breaking through and entering that mega star level. It sounds like a lot of the things Roman was saying in this interview was very similar to what John Cena had said to him during their first feud together in the late 2010s. During those promos, John Cena lit Roman up on the mic for not doing his job right and not becoming a top star, and how Roman's failures led to John Cena still needing to be around and being that big draw for the company. It sounds like what Roman is saying now in current day is right along those same lines of what John Cena said all those years ago. Roman is now the one saying that no one on the roster is really doing their job of entering his atmosphere, so that's why he still has to be around to be that big attraction, since everyone else is failing to reach that level. So definitely some very eye-opening remarks from Roman Reigns, and a lot of fans understood his comments as calling out the talent and the creative process in the company as well. Roman felt like him dropping the title could have been the start of a new era in the company, but judging by his comments, Roman is not that impressed with everything that's been happening in the company from spring 2024 to current day. Roman also acknowledged his own career struggles in the ring over the last few years, noting that the back half of 2024 and the entire year of 2025 were pretty rough for him. But he said after 4 years on top, he needed to press the brakes a bit. But it does sound like Roman Reigns is locked in for 2026 and getting things back on track there. So we'll see just how true that is, and if Roman can really do that here in the near future. WWE is a television show that could contain a lot of plot holes and logic issues from time to time that fans will often point out. But we're seeing a rare situation here where a superstar themselves is calling out a logic issue. On the final Raw before Royal Rumble, Finn made it known that he wanted a spot in the Royal Rumble match. But Raw General Manager Adam Pearce denied Finn's request right away, noting that all 30 spots in the Men's Royal Rumble match was full and at max capacity. We'll follow that up 4 days later on Smackdown, and we see a segment of Damian Priest receiving news that he was able to get a last-second spot at the Royal Rumble, and Damian Priest was even able to draw a number for the Rumble as well. Finn took to his Instagram story to post a side-by-side image of himself being told there's no spots left, versus Damian Priest getting a spot on Smackdown. Finn pasted the word conspiracy right over that photo, and like we always talk about, heels can lie. They have a tendency to call many different things conspiracies and stick that label on it, but when it comes to this case right here, it's hard to argue against Finn, because he's absolutely right. We see him get told there's no spots left, but 4 days later, some more last-second spots are still being handed out on SmackDown. At that point, you can't help but wonder what's going on there, and why couldn't Finn get one of those last spots when he asked 4 days before that edition of SmackDown? So that's certainly something that we could expect Finn to bring up to Adam Pearce even after the Royal Rumble. And who knows, maybe Adam Pearce can make it up to Finn with another World Heavyweight title opportunity against CM Punk. Judging by how Finn unleashed that recent attack on CM Punk, it really looks like their feud with each other is nowhere near done, and we can most definitely see another match there between CM Punk and Finn. It doesn't seem like Finn is done complaining about that Royal Rumble conspiracy at all, so that'll be a lot to get into there. The January 30th edition of SmackDown once again featured what many fans are looking at as a big hint to the WrestleMania Night 2 main event. At Saturday night's main event, we saw Drew McIntyre throw Cody and Jacob through tables, and we discussed how that definitely could be the start of that triple threat WrestleMania program. Well, these teasers continued during the closing moments of SmackDown this week, after Jacob came out to get his hands on Drew McIntyre. And as he was doing that, Cody Rhodes got involved and another fight broke out between the three of them. So once again, some more seeds being planted for this triple threat match at WrestleMania 42, and that continues to look like their direction they're headed in. Cody Rhodes has said several things over the last few weeks that makes it fully clear that he's obsessed with the idea of winning the undisputed title back. So it really does feel like he's going to find a way to be competing for that title at WrestleMania 42. And considering how close Jacob is right now to the entire situation and constantly putting hands on Drew and Cody, a lot of fans expect Jacob to stay involved there as well. So it surely seems like the WrestleMania card is slowly starting to be revealed here, with this triple threat match being the leading candidate to headline the entire weekend of WrestleMania 42. It's very unlikely to happen, but another matchup fans were having some fun discussing was CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre. Punk and Drew spent 9 months feuding with each other in 2024, so it's not a fresh matchup at all. But what made fans consider this match again and talk about it was due to Punk and Drew both individually holding world titles. A lot of fans have been talking about a winner-takes-all unification match between the old rivals. Punk and Drew even lightly played into the fan theory by taking new shots at each other. On an Instagram post, Drew McIntyre posed with his title in the ring and talked about how he didn't need to wear a shirt in the ring because this is what a real champion looks like. That's a big indirect jab at CM Punk, who's known to wrestle in t-shirts during live events. Drew McIntyre also went on to call CM Punk the second place champion since the world title does not carry any historic lineage, the way the undisputed title does. Punk responded by posting a clown emoji over Drew's face on some posters in his own Instagram story. So the jabs have been continuing there between the both of them, and that really added to this whole conversation about a title unification match. Will it ever happen though? It seems extremely unlikely since the last title unification turned into a big mess when they did not know how to split the titles up again. So it's hard to see them unifying those world titles again, but it was something that the fans were having some fun with discussing there. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.